Hello everyone, we're on the last question now of the statistics paper from 2023. So it says a medical researcher is studying the number of hours T that a patient stays in hospital following a particular operation. The histogram on the page opposite summarizes the results for a random sample of 90 patients. Okay, let's have a look at the histogram. There's the histogram. What does it say? It says use the histogram to estimate the probability that the stay is between 30 and 10. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got the number of hours, and if we want to work out the probability between 10 and 30, we need, first of all, this rectangle that I'm indicating here, which has a width of 2 and a height of 4.2. So that's the first one there, 2 times 4.2. The next one here, we've got a width of 4 and a height of 4, so the second bar is 4 times 4. The next one is another width of 4, but a height this time of 3.5. And then finally, up to the 30, we've got a height of 1 and a length of 10. Okay, so when we work that out, that's 48.4 is the frequency, because remember, it is the frequency is given by the area underneath the histogram. And so therefore, the probability that a patient stays between 10 and 30 hours is given by 48.4 over 90, which is 0.5377. Okay, now, for these 90 patients, the time spent in hospital following the operation had a mean of 14.9 hours and a standard deviation of 9.3 hours. Thomas suggests that T can be modelled by a normal distribution. With reference to the histogram, state giving a reason whether or not Thomas's model would be suitable. So there's the histogram, and I think we are going to say that it's not suitable, okay? And the reason that it's not suitable is because this histogram is not symmetrical. It's like kind of skewed. It's kind of a distribution that sort of looks like this, where it's skew. Whereas the normal distribution we're assuming to be symmetrical. So it's not appropriate because our normal distribution is symmetrical and our histogram is not. Okay, so not suitable for that reason. Okay, what's next? Okay, so next, what have we got? Okay, next it says Xian suggests that the frequency polygon based on this histogram could be modeled by a curve with the equation that, okay, where x is measured in tens of hours and k is a constant. Use algebraic integration to show that the integral of that expression is equal to whatever it is there. Let me just make this a bit bigger. That's a little bit better. Okay, so we've got to integrate the x e to the minus x dx. Now we're going to be using integration by parts in order to do that. We've got our old little acronym there, u can be late, which is our method of deciding how we're going to pick u, which element we're going to pick to be u in the equation integration by parts formula. So the way this works is logarithms are the highest priority, then algebra, then trig, then exponentials. Now we've got algebra and exponentials, so algebra trumps exponentials, so therefore the u is going to be the x and the v dash is going to be e to the minus x, which means that the u dash will be 1, and v will be the integral of e to the minus x, which will be minus e to the minus x. So we sub into the integration by parts formula, which is u times v minus the integral of v u dashed. So our u times v is going to be x times by minus e to the minus x, minus the integral of v, which is minus e to the minus x, times u dash, which is 1. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look and see what that's going to give us. Now, we've got, when you integrate, we've got a minus and a minus would come together to make a plus. But then when you integrate e to the minus x using the chain rule backwards and remembering to divide by the derivative of the inner function would give us a minus again. So when we integrate this whole thing, it turns out to be minus e to the minus x, because that one and that one come together to make a plus, but a new minus comes out from the chain rule backwards. So that's our expression that we've got when we've integrated. So we now need to work this out between n and 0. So let's sub in our n. So we've got minus n e to the minus n minus e to the minus n minus, when x is 0, that whole term will be 0. and then this would be 𝗲⁴, which is going to be 1, so -1. So we can remove our brackets now and simplify that a little. Let's have a look. Okay, so from there, I've got minus n, e⁻n, minus e⁻n. That's a 0, and then minus and a minus makes a plus, plus 1. Changing the order of that, that goes to 1 minus e⁻n times by n add 1. So basically I've put the 1 at the beginning and factorized out the e⁻n, giving us, and a minus as well, giving us that expression. I've just changed it to make it match the question exactly. So therefore it's 1 minus n add 1 times e⁻n as required. So that's our part C done. Okay. Now it says, show that for Qian's model, k is 99 to the nearest integer. So what we're going to be using here is the fact that the area underneath a histogram gives us the frequency. Okay, and the question tells us that there was 90 patients in this study. So therefore, the answer to the integral is going to be equal to 90. That's the first thing to be aware of. What have we got to do? Let's have a look. And what are we going in between? We are going in between. Oh, yes. We're going from between what the histogram says. So we're going in between, according to the histogram, 0 and 40. Okay, but remember that the time is measured, x is measured in tens of hours. So therefore our limits are going to be 0 and 4. Okay, so 0 and 4, because that's the whole region covered by the histogram, and it's in tens of hours. Okay, so we can now sub this in. So we get 4 there, plus 4, and 0 there. So 4 add 1 is 5, and then we've got e⁻⁴. These ones cancel, and then this becomes 1 times e⁻⁴. e⁻⁴ is 1, so that's 1 times 1. So you end up with just a plus 1 on the end there. So because a minus and a minus makes a plus. So then I've just changed the order in which I've written it as 1 minus 5 e⁻⁴ and divided by that bracket. And that gives us that k is equal to 99.072, which is equal to 99 to the nearest integer as required. So far, so good. Now, part E. Estimate the probability that the time is between 30 and 10 using Thomas's model, okay, of that normal distribution. So all we've got to do there is just put that into our calculator in the normal way, in between the range of 30 and 10 with a mean of 14.9, a standard deviation of 9.3, and you get 0.6486 as your answer. Okay, what's the next bit? Part 2. Qian's curve with the equation y is equal to 99x e⁻x, find and the answer to part C. So basically, this is using the normal distribution for this first part, but now we've got to use our integration formula that Qian's come up with. So we're trying to find the probability between 10 and 30, but remember x is in tens, so we want to integrate between 3 and 1. Okay, that's the same as 30 and 10. We're going to use the result that we got before for our integral, but sub in our limits of 3 and 1. Okay, so we have 99, because we now know k is 99, times by 1 minus 3 add 1, which is 4, times e⁻n, which is 3, minus 1 times by n add 1, which is going to be 1 add 1, so 2, and then e⁻n, which is e⁻1. And you work that out, and that gives you 53.1. Now, that is not a probability, so we need to do the probability is therefore 53.1 over the total frequency, which was 90. So that gives us a probability of 0.590 using Qian's model. Okay, the researcher decides to use Qian's curve to model the probability between some limits of A and B. State one limitation of Qian's model. So I think really Qian's model only goes up from 0 to 40. So it only goes from 0 to 40 hours. So it's not, we don't know whether it's suitable. Let's say, for example, if the B was bigger than 40. So a patient might stay for longer than 40 hours. And that's one of the limitations of the model that Qian had there. Okay, well that concludes this paper. I hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.